Hi, hello, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. I know, so original. I am freezing and also exhausted, so we're just gonna try to get through these videos, okay? I'm tired. But let's hop right in. Today we have a 13-year-old girl who leads police on a deadly chase. So, that sounds interesting.
In Grand Rapids, Minnesota, dispatch received a 911 call from a 13-year-old girl who advised she was unsure how or why she got to her location and didn't know who she was with. Deputies quickly discovered the girl was recently placed at the residence under foster care and cleared the scene. However, roughly 5 hours later at 12:40 in the morning, a foster parent called to report the same 13-year-old girl ran away from the residence. Itasca County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived 15 minutes later, where they searched for the missing girl for over 30 minutes before one deputy observed a vehicle less than half a mile away, driving with just their daytime running lights. Suspecting them to be an unrelated drunk driver, they initiated a traffic stop.
742 station, vehicle still not stopping. 742 station, vehicle is failing to stop commercial lights and silence. Beginning swinging.
26 is copy. Where does that vehicle come back to?
Goes back to 2003 red.
So, this kid was placed in foster care and was like, hey, I don't know where I am. And they were like, you're in foster care. There you go. There's the information you needed. And she was like, nope, gotta get the fuck out of here. So stole a car.
On the scene versus to Outer Grand Rapids.
Close to where we are.
Airport Road is our own address.
I'm behind 42. He's about 102.
742 station, coming up to Highway 6.
Oh, missed my sticks.
Fuck, dude.
My task was in a pursuit. I just tried throwing sticks. It was a fail. Possible juvenile driver. I'm not going to be involved here.
742-26, requesting permission to pit if possible.
You want to pit a child?
Certified. Good.
10-4.
Okay, but wait. I know that they're driving recklessly. It just seems, I don't know how else they would stop them. I don't know how else they would. It just makes me nervous because it's like, it's a child and you don't know that that's not a child. It's so scary. But they pit with kids in the car. So I don't know. I guess risk. You've got to really take into account the kind of risk that they're going for here, I guess.
Turn right on Highway 6.
10-4 turning northbound on Highway 6.
42 station, vehicle is grabbing the oncoming traffic lane.
10-4 oncoming traffic lanes at 131.
Very reckless driving.
Speeds are about 90 plus miles an hour. 10-4 plus 90 miles an hour. We are passing with L type 1.
Still no headlights on the vehicle. No Charlie go here yet. 742 station, 1050.
1050, you're plotting at County Road 11 and Highway 6.
Deep ditches.
742 station, vehicle has rolled.
10-4, we'll get medical rolling.
Sheriff's office, are you okay? They're in the bottom here, we gotta get this open.
Station, he's unconscious.
You wanna get your Halligan? We gotta get this open. You need a Halligan.
You have a Halligan tool?
I got one in the back of my hand washer.
Doesn't appear to be moving at all.
10-4, it sounds like the male party is unconscious, not to be moving inside the vehicle.
Was it a graphics at the beginning showed a girl, so I don't know why I just assumed, well, it's this 13-year-old girl. They keep saying boy. I thought I was right. It was a girl. Scared myself.
Oh, we're gonna get them out of here, you guys.
We're gonna on fire, I think.
742 station. When you start fire, we're gonna need education.
10-4.
Doesn't appear to be moving at all. Vehicle rolled. I'll be out with the deputy, sir.
Maybe they can call it auto launch too, if possible.
Yeah.
10-4, sure, just use the intersection there, Conner Road 11.
A lot of blood, fellas.
A lot of blood.
Oh, no.
We're not going to be able to get in there.
Can we get this open? It's open.
There's a lot of blood, and it's like a child, like a little baby. I know that like 13-year-olds are teenagers. I don't care. That's somebody's baby.
Station, we got the door open. Heavy bleeding. We're trying to get in there.
10-4, doors open, heavy bleeding, 135.
You want to stay here? We need to get in there.
We got to get somebody in there.
Yep.
Doesn't look like there's any bleeding.
Here, Cole.
Okay.
Step on it.
Step on you.
Dusty, you good?
We'll turn the vehicle off.
Yep. Can we call for a chopper yet? Yeah. Yep. Okay, good. I don't know what we're going to do, though.
We break out this glass right here or no?
What about the windshield?
Yeah, the windshield.
Where's the Halley? Trev, you got that Halley? It's right here.
Here.
I got one.
That's a kid. That's a blurring.
Let me hop up. Over here.
Yep, good. You got it? I got it. Somebody go get an AED, get medical gear. We'll get out here and start working. What do you got, Cole?
AED.
Yeah, medical bag, bro.
Yep. Write that down.
We gotta get this egg, mate, if we can.
Hey Cole, could you tell if there's a passenger in there at all? I couldn't see.
Station or just north of that intersection.
This is a high school street, I think. Come knock the bag here.
Alright, we're gonna come up, we'll come up there.
Okay.
Crazy.
No, Dusty. What's that? That's what we Alright, somebody skinny.
Hallie's right there.
Are we gonna be able to get out? Are we gonna be able to get out? We're just gonna need hams.
They are taking flight.
They need. I don't even know. What's it called? Fire rescue. They need them. They have the jaws of life and everything, and they could turn the car over. The police are just unequipped, and that's not their fault. They're there for different situations. Fire rescue does stuff like this. So, oh, this is terrifying.
20-minute ETA if they can take it.
10-4. We're getting her out of the vehicle. We're in the section right here.
I didn't think this 13-year-old was going to be doing that. I thought they were going to hit somebody.
I gotta switch my gloves. Roller. That's her. Somebody check for breathing.
She's gasping.
Well, you know, get her. If she's gasping, get her on her side. Get her on her side. We gotta clear her airway. On her side.
2-9, we're waiting for flight to call us back to confirm flight, but it will be a 28-minute ETA.
Dusty, you got a pulse? Trev? I don't think so.
Adult mode.
Get it hooked up.
Remove all clothing from patient's chest.
Female's gasping breaths. She's in the recovery position right now. We're working on hooking up the AED. This is going to be the juvenile.
Pull red handle to reveal pads. Look at pictures on pads.
Do we have anything for an airway?
Apply pads to bare skin, exactly as shown in the pictures. Press pads firmly.
How many patients we have? Just one. It's going to be a juvenile female.
Anybody got any more gloves?
Pull red handle to reveal. Do not touch patient.
Thank you.
Analyzing heart rhythm. No shock advised. Provide chest compressions to the beat. The heel of one hand should be in center of chest. The other hand should be on top of first hand.
CPR in progress. No shock advised.
Down hard, at least 2 inches.
Does anybody have any airway in their kits?
No. I'll grab my med bag. I don't believe so.
Lean over the patient. Keep elbows straight.
So how positive are we that there was no passenger? I just want to... I didn't see a passenger, but it was hard to see in there. Just in case somebody got ejected.
Does somebody want to keep looking just to make sure that there was no passenger and check the seatbelt if it was probably not even worn? It might be locked.
At least
I didn't see a seatbelt on her. We didn't have to take one off of her.
Okay. I was going to say that would tell us if there's somebody in the passenger seat or not.
Need a break, let me know.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sad.
Remember to push hard.
This is 13-year-old, but she doesn't have any gloves. She doesn't have any gloves.
Run me a light. I need to see.
Push down hard, at least 2 inches.
Okay. Not seeing much, buddy.
I'm not seeing it. When she came at me, I didn't see a passenger.
Okay.
But I wasn't. I just wanted to confirm.
No, that's a good idea.
Remember to push hard.
Always look and make sure.
But then there is a helmet, like a high school helmet, like a football player.
Okay.
Negative on airway. Nothing yet.
Lean over the patient.
Likely go to hearing is going to be a 26-minute ETA, but they are checking us north.
Body weight to push.
Thank you.
Did I call Bob yet? I did. Okay.
Who's Dylan? Do you have fires coming still? Denver, Cohasset is paged out. Head that way. I don't know if they're going to get there in time. 10-4.
That is the reality of living in the boonies where I used to live. When my mom passed, we had to call the coroner, and they didn't even know where we lived. They had no idea where our tiny town was. We had a fire department that burned down twice, and then they just stopped rebuilding it. Called the cops once because I got into a car accident. They didn't know where we lived. Most of the addresses around us did not have what is called an emergency address. They just had like an address where you get mail, it is not the same as your emergency address. And if the ambulance service where I lived couldn't find your address, they wouldn't come. If you had an emergency and you didn't have an emergency registered address, they wouldn't come. My school growing up was on a unincorporated road, which meant that the road was not taken care of by the state, despite the fact that there was a school on it. They didn't care. They would not take care of it. We had to take care of it. So this is what happens when you live in the boonies. If you need life-saving treatment, you're not getting it. You're just not getting it. You're more than likely going to die. And that is why I always hate elderly people living out in the middle of nowhere by themselves, because you're going to need medical treatment. It's not if, it's when you're elderly. And the likelihood that something bad can happen and you just stay out there and nobody knows for however long is extremely high. So please, for the love of God, just move to the city. I know it sucks, okay? But I would rather live in a city where I could get help if I needed it than live in the middle of nowhere and die from something preventable because I was too stubborn to live around others. You know what I mean? So.
No pulse at all. What happened right back here? How's her lead the road?
She got no headlights. She's been swerving back and forth the whole time.
Okay.
That's why I said it's starting to get dangerous. It's starting to think about shutting down when crashed.
Oh.
She hit the ditch over here and
She went quite a ways.
yeah.
Well,
I saw
roughly what were the speeds?
she was probably 80 or better.
It'll tell us shock.
Remember to push hard.
If you need a break, Dusty, just let me know.
I was paying attention to what her driving conduct was, or what the driving conduct was, to look down and look at the speeds, but we were...
They said that they didn't have anything for an airway.
We don't know. Do you and yours?
I don't.
Should go look in mine.
I'm gonna go double check with mine.
Is it in the very back, Dust?
Can you break us? Hang in there, dear.
Bob a call here.
Push down hard, at least 2 inches.
This whole thing up there. And I want to check for gloves.
Go ahead. Chopper's gonna be with north.
Remember to push hard.
I can do this.
I'll be around 15 minutes.
Ready?
At least maybe it's the ambulance, maybe it's the fire department, I don't know.
All right, buddy. Get Cohasset up here. They're going to have the medical.
You mean to back up?
You just stay right there.
Trying to be...
You didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Let's see. Check that out.
You want your body camera for now?
299, if that's you rolling in, come all the way up in front of these squads. We need some gear.
Riley. There's an airway in here. You know how to put it in.
I'm going to try to get Wyatt out of there, too.
Yeah. Who knows how to put it in the airway?
They're right here, Nate.
Lean over the patient. Keep elbows straight.
Go with the click and Wyatt.
Use
1.
body weight to
Click.
push.
Down. 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 Here you go.
We'll carry it. Just start throwing us.
Alright, there you go.
Nothing. bleeding heavily.
From the mouth?
It looks like she's respirating.
Just grab his stuff and run.
When was the last time we checked for pulse?
It's been a while.
Remember to push hard.
Lift her up real quick, Dust. Lift her up, drop. There you go. Done. Okay. 13,
Push down
13.
hard, at least 2 inches.
Anybody got a light?
Yep.
I can't see
We
it.
gotta get. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Done.
I got it. Her jaw is completely deformed,
Okay.
broken.
Is it on?
Outlast Residential left in this station. Classic Les. We'll be in route with 3. 10-4 en route at 145.
Oh, damn.
This is booking 5-4. If you want to advise admin, please.
Oh, it's fatal.
10-4. 140. Station, what time was it? 10:50. It was time stamped at 1:33. 719 is it going to be at 10:72?
Oh,
EMS is on the phone with the doc, but it sounded that way. 10-4. EMS is 209. Denver 72 at 209.
The driver, Angelica Bells Renee Bryan, a 13-year-old Native American girl, died from her injuries. The officers involved, who had received a report of a runaway child less than an hour earlier, will be investigated by the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to determine whether criminal charges are warranted. Bells' mother later told news sources she believed Bells ran from foster care and evaded police while trying to return home to Cass Lake. Investigators later found that Bells stole a neighbor's car after entering their unlocked, unoccupied home to take the keys. Although the vehicle's registered address was over 10 miles away, the operator left it at the house neighboring the foster home that night. While the vehicle was registered to an older male, it was primarily driven by their teenage stepson, which is why high school football equipment was found on scene. Police reports say a deputy's body camera captured the vehicle in the driveway at 1:14 a.m. while searching for Bells following the runaway report. This was just 15 minutes before the pursuit began. Bells' older sister told news outlets she likely wasn't familiar with the difference between running lights and headlights. She stated, "I can't even imagine what she was feeling at the time. For her to feel the need to steal a car, she shouldn't have been able to run away. She's obviously very traumatized. The reasons for her removal from her parents' care have not been made public, though some reports say she was previously found with peers driving a stolen vehicle, suggesting a troubled history." Regarding officer conduct, the Itasca County pursuit policy acknowledges the dangers pursuits pose to the public, officers, and suspects. It states deputies must balance their duty to apprehend with public safety, using common sense and sound judgment, noting that immediate apprehension is generally less important than public safety. The policy also
So much information. I got a little lost in it. Damn. And what's crazy is this is not the first time I've heard about a 13-year-old or like a very young child stealing cars. There is actually a very well-known one of 3 kids who stole a car and hit a 60-year-old man who was riding his bike. And killed him. He died because he was 60 years old. And in the video, you can hear a 12-year-old telling his friend, "Just bump him, bro. Just bump him." I think it was actually 4 kids, but it was crazy. And they had like Instagrams full of them like holding up guns and all this stuff. And it's just crazy what kids get into these days and the rise of social media. So we see all of it.
also states that deputies who choose not to initiate a pursuit, even when circumstances permit one, will not face discipline, acknowledging that pursuits can be unpredictable. Factors deputies should consider when deciding whether to end a pursuit include, and are not limited to, the seriousness of the crime, whether the suspect's identity is known, and if they pose a risk without apprehension, the time of the day, traffic and road conditions, vehicle speeds, and the age of those involved, if known. The policy discourages extended pursuits for non-violent misdemeanors. Lastly, the policy states supervisors share responsibility for pursuit decisions and must assess whether a pursuit is justified. It also requires supervisory approval before using intervention tactics such as pit maneuvers or stop sticks. While supervisory approval is generally viewed as a safe approach, some argue requiring approval will delay split-second decisions often required in pursuits and unintentionally prolong the danger. Regarding this situation, the pursuing deputy stated they were aware that there was a runaway report of a 13-year-old girl. However, they also stated they did not believe the vehicle was related, as the registration check came up with an older male and suspected a drunk driver. This is despite a Minnesota state trooper stating over radio that he would not pursue due to a belief that the driver could be Bell's.
Possible juvenile driver, I'm not going to be involved here.
He further states in his report that state policy doesn't permit the pursuit of a 13-year-old driver. However, that occurred on the State Patrol channel, which deputies were not monitoring. The patch to a statewide common channel heard by all officers in the state only occurred after this radio traffic. All of these factors were reportedly weighed by the BCA, who determined the officers would not be referred for prosecution for the incident or Bell's death. The report directly states that the deputies' actions were reasonable and that Bell's death was the result of her own decisions. Moreover, she was not wearing a seatbelt, and video analysis indicates that Bell's didn't apply the brakes prior to the crash. Bell's family posted a GoFundMe in support of funeral funds. The GoFundMe is still active at the time of posting this video and can be found in the description below.
I will also be putting it in the description below. That is so incredibly sad. She's 13 and she's dead. It's so upsetting. And let's not even talk about the fact that, you know, anyone who knows anything about Indigenous people also knows that statistically a lot of their children are taken away and placed in foster homes. It happens a lot. And they're trying to, you know, remove the law that would allow them to be placed in foster homes with other Indigenous peoples, to allow them to go to white Christian homes, which is how we got into a whole big mess way back when. A lot of people probably don't know about that, but I do, and it is very upsetting. And plus, Indigenous women's are more likely to go missing or be kidnapped or violently assaulted or murdered than any other demographic of women. And they are such a small subset of women anyway. And to think that they have such a large number of them going missing or just dying is terrifying. So I can imagine being scared as a child and knowing these facts. And being scared and in a strange place. It's so awful. But hopefully we can learn from this. I don't know how. But it seems like they had a lot of standards in place for something like this, but they didn't have the information. So, you know, maybe we need to be communicating better. But that's all I can say. The link to their GoFundMe will be down below. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you Wednesday and Friday for more videos. Have a good one. Bye.